I'm the one you can barely see. Me. Hey, everybody. Welcome to What Drives Us, episode 205, and recorded on Thursday, November 17th. We pushed it off to Thursday for those of you expecting a Wednesday show. We did that just to mess with you.
And for that pleasure, we got 0 viewers right now. Donut, folks, donut. But that's okay.
So you're saying we can only go up?
Right.
The future stretches before us like a promise.
So it doesn't really matter if we're live or not.
Yeah. We might have recorded this 3 years ago for all you know.
Uh-huh. So it's been a while. If anybody remembers who the heck I am, I'm Tony Schaefer of PriusChat.com. I came back after, as everyone knows, I mean, the biggest news that happened in November here in the United States and caused ramifications around the world. That's right. The Cubs won the World Series. And
who?
I just recently sobered up.
Me too.
Yes. I mean, it was one of those things that not only had reverberations in the U.S., in the state of Illinois, in the city of Chicago, but from what I understand, hell has literally frozen over.
It has.
As we proved, a week later?
Uh-huh.
I'm still convinced I'm going to wake up tomorrow and the world will be right again.
Mm-hmm. What, and St. Louis got their 12th World Series? What? How many do you need?
Well, not this year, but
yeah.
But not the Cubs.
Oh, God. See, that's just cold.
I'm happy. I'm okay with the Cardinals not getting it once in a while, but not the Cubs.
See, that's just why. Why do you have to be that way?
Once every 70 years is really too much.
108.
108.
Okay, once every 108 years.
It really is.
You can't even. Wow. Now that is a lot of sustained hatred.
Yep.
Jeez.
What? Look at Evan drinking out of a fancy whiskey glass.
Ooh, yeah, you like that?
I saw those advertised. That's like, it makes it taste better, doesn't it?
Well, it keeps it from getting warm.
Ah.
And it really is beautiful.
It is gorgeous. What are you drinking, Evan? Or I'll wait until your intro. I'm sorry. I don't mean to steal your thunder.
Boy, I think everything's already been thrown out. But so getting back, I am joined by my co-host, the ever lovely Mr. Russell Frost.
Oh, thank you, Tony. Hey, everybody, it's me. You've seen me at whatdrives.us and PriusOwnersGroup.com, and here I am, ready for another exciting episode.
Yeah, so this is like Monday for me, having been away, so I have to like gear back up into how this whole thing works. But I want to kick it off by throwing it over to the man in the Waterloo region, Voltec Group, resident Chevy Volt driver, plug-in enthusiast, Mr. Mark Conklin.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. And we are just waiting for that warm weather to roll in from Chicago tomorrow.
I bet you are.
We're going to have record-breaking temperatures, which I'm sure Tony has had today.
70 degrees in Chicago today.
Yep, we're getting it tomorrow, so we're quite happy.
Nice. Is it like a national holiday? I mean, people coming out of their igloos everywhere, all across the country.
The igloos are melting.
Excellent. And I probably just said something horribly incorrect, and I'll apologize for that.
And of course, we have our man in Missouri, splits his time with his Prius and his Tesla, drinking out of fancy glasses, Dr. Evan Fusco.
Almost spilled my fancy glass. Hey, everybody, how y'all doing? I have to say, I love that the music intro is off the iPhone again and back into normal mode. It sounds much better. Excuse me while I open a bottle of wine for my wife.
Can I have some of that?
Wife.
Can I? Wow. Yeah, we didn't see her. How do we know it's really your wife?
This is true. I'll keep that a mystery. Oh,
Yeah.
hey, and I have to tell you that what I'm celebrating today is the golden spike of I-44 / Route 66 as far as Tesla chargers is being driven probably either today or tomorrow. The Springfield, Missouri supercharger opened or was activated either Monday or Tuesday, and they're having a ribbon cutting grand opening tomorrow. And the Joplin, Missouri, which is between here and Tulsa, supercharger will be activated any day now. It is complete and only has to pass inspection to be flipped on. And that will be the final supercharger needed to completely run the Route 66 route along currently I-44 in a Tesla.
Nice.
So does that connect your neck of the woods to it, Evan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is my hood.
You don't have that anxious first 400 miles anymore.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah,
Well, congratulations.
Great. Yeah. Thanks. Well, do you want to just jump right in it? And first, we have to address the orange elephant in the room. And I'm going to throw it over to Russell for that one.
Is that where we're going?
Well,
Is that where we're going? Well, our friend John Volker at Green Car Reports wrote a story. And as I like to often use, Betteridge's principle for headlines is, if there's a question mark in the headline, what's the answer?
Yes.
The answer is always no. And Mr. Volker asked, is the Trump presidency the real market test for electric cars? The answer is no, it's not. But the real test, the real challenge for electric cars, for plugins, for hybrids, for anything that has benefited from government support, and we'll ignore the fact that trucks and SUVs get tons of government support, the question is going to be, is that stuff going to melt away and disappear? Are we going to see a markedly different federal attitude now? And sadly, I have to kind of think, yeah, it's a darker picture. The stuff that we were talking about, we're going to have this by 2020 and this by 2025 and this by 2030. I don't know. I hope there is enough inertia in the market to keep these things going. I hope that some key states recognize the importance of incentives and investing in transportation that is less polluting and more fun, but less polluting is also one of the big deals. It's hard to see in this political environment that's developed in the last week if that's really going to happen.
Yeah, one of the things that Mr. Volker brings up is he's mentioned that in Donald Trump's campaign statements, he's directly contradicted himself. So in some cases, he calls, for one, he calls climate science bullshit, but then he also picks on Tesla and says, batteries in cars is a stupid idea, and he's said a lot of negative things about the things that we say very positive things about.
Sure. Here's one just to kind of give you an idea of the scope of the damage that could be done. Not only and this goes way past cars, is the rumored, and again, these are all rumors, and I hate rumors, but his rumored nominee for EPA is Myrony Bell, formerly or still of the Competitive Enterprise Institute, a petrochemical funded lobbying group that is there to push back on climate change and on anything that takes oil out of the forefront. So imagine this. What if a Trump administration abolished the EPA waiver that's allowed California for more than 30 years to set its own emission standards? What if they said you have to one stat for the whole country, and here you are? What if the one leader who's been driving a lot of this innovation is suddenly sent to the back of the line?
Or made to stand in line like everyone else. I mean, not necessarily sent to the back, but just told that you're no longer allowed to, be ahead of everyone. You can't have another set of set of rules. And yes, the CARB states, and it's not just California, as we know. I mean, it's a lot of the West Coast, and it's states over in the New England area. They get the plug-in vehicles first, or at least like the plug-in Prius, and they set the tone that the other states eventually catch up to. And by them pushing their standards, they force manufacturers to create cars and meet standards they wouldn't otherwise be obligated to meet. That helps the other states. You're right. You take that away and tell them that they can't set those newer standards, those higher standards, and that allows the car companies to essentially drop down to where the EPA is, which is not beneficial to the alt fuel market.
No, and I mean we see, all of these companies want to cash in and sell SUVs and trucks right now, and they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I just put gas in my car this morning, $1.87 a gallon.
That's exactly what I paid this morning.
Yeah. $1.87 a gallon. And, we've talked about the opportunities we're wasting there without a gas tax, without, just this artificially depressed gas price isn't helping us. It feels great right now. It's fun to get that H3 Hummer out on the road and run it, but damn it, in a few years, we're going to feel some pain.
So, Mark, when's the last time you paid 45 cents a liter?
I believe I was 15 years old. My first vehicle, I think I paid 42 cents a liter. So that was even more expensive than a gallon, obviously.
Wow.
That's almost 3.8 liters per gallon.
What car was that, just out of curiosity?
That was a 1980 GMC Sierra half-ton.
Nice.
Oh.
You were popular because that was the party wagon.
It was the moving wagon. It was everything.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's all I really have. I don't want to go off on a political rant per se, but I think this has the potential to hugely impact what we talk about here every week in every way, whether it's solar innovation, whether it's, sustainable energy generation, whether it's better vehicles that pollute less. With the potential to see a lot of the progress that we've made in the last 20 years just evaporate.
Yeah, I think the upsides are there's a lot of momentum already right now. Tesla's not going away anytime soon. When they start rolling out 400,000 Model S or Model 3s, it's going to really grab people's attention. And I think Chevy's in so deep now, they'll have a hard time stopping even their own momentum there. Plus, it does take some time for them to figure out which laws they're going to repeal first. So we can hope that maybe some of these will not be at the top of their list.
Well, and some of them, I was even thinking it's not even necessarily repealing laws, but just not re-upping laws, not renewing laws. I mean, the first one that comes to my mind is the $7,500 rebate or incentive. And, that expires on is a manufacturer by manufacturer level, right?
Right.
And then does it get renewed? I don't know. It depends.
Yeah. I'm not sure anybody felt confident that they would be renewed anyway, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't think they were as confident, but you have to look at the difference between a potential Clinton administration and a Trump administration and go, where's the better chance? And the better chance, significantly better, especially if Democrats had managed to flip one of the houses of Congress, even just the Senate. Losing the Senate and the House, or excuse me, not gaining back either the Senate or the House and the presidency and the Supreme Court.
Yeah. All right, and that's a good depressing note to start the show on. Thanks.
I need. Does anybody have any booze? Can anyone give me some booze over the comment line, please?
Well, if you want booze, maybe you could have your car at low speeds produce a series of booze.
That's a segue.
That's a segue.
Yeah, it was awkward and painful, but
It was like most of the things I do, awkward and painful. But
it was nice though, Tony. I mean, I'll give you credit. You might be smoother than me, which isn't really saying very much.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Do you want me to take this one? I can talk to this one.
Do you want to talk about? I mean,
Sure.
yeah, sure. Talk about it, Tony.
Relatively quick one. I mean, we saw this coming. Because they had been talking about, we've laughed and joked about blind people for years because that's what we do. We're bastards that way.
I don't know that we
Are
laugh.
you lumping us into something?
Wait a second. Wait a second. I have definitely ranted that I wonder who the hell is paying the National Federation of the Blind the money to spend to lobby this hard on this issue, since there aren't like piles of dead blind people in every corner every time a hybrid drives by. But I don't think I ever laughed at blind.
I was just seeing if you were paying attention.
Yeah. Oh, right. Am I really? Yeah.
Yes. So, no, we thought it was silly. We thought it was really rather stupid. And we anecdotally referred to many cases in which pedestrians not paying attention here, even these quiet, silent EVs and hybrids rolling down the street. And we've said many times they don't need noisemakers. But going back to 2010, when Congress issued the quiet car rules, we laughed at them, and finally they implemented them. So now, what did it say in 2017? I'm scrolling. Automakers have until September 1st, 2019, add the devices to their hybrids and electric cars. So if you want a quiet car, but they see, I can't even say that because almost all the electric and hybrid cars have noisemakers now. So they knew it was coming, so they went ahead and implemented
Tesla doesn't have a noisemaker, does it?
Nope.
Yeah,
but when they do, it's going to be the coolest noisemaker ever.
Oh Jesus gods! I was waiting. It's going to sound like
totally rock.
Yeah,
it's going to be the best noisemaker ever. You're going to be so proud of this. You're going to be tired.
It's going to be the guitar solo from YYZ.
Yes.
Okay. Look at Evan's like, I'm in for that.
Well, you're really Red Barchetta might be more appropriate, but yeah.
Well, you don't have to hear it. You can feel the smugness coming. And I think that takes care of it.
These blind people on the corner. There's a Tesla coming. I can feel it.
What's the smell? What is that?
It's going to be Evan's laugh.
Yeah.
As he drives down the street in autopilot with a glass of whiskey in one hand and a Harry Potter CD in the other. You bastards, go ahead and get in front of my car. Go ahead. That might be the closest I've come to making fun of blind people right there.
There you go. Silentist Drivus.
Is anybody else pissed off? I mean, just this irritates me, this stupid noise thing.
Irritated, not
so my car passes through, what is it, 19 miles an hour? Is that the speed?
19.
Yeah, I know, in about a quarter of a second.
I passed through that in about a tenth of a second, so I don't care.
That's why you need new tires.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So it's only when the car's in motion, or if you're at a stoplight, would it still be producing the noise?
That's a good
no,
question.
It's only when you're moving, and it's up to 19 miles an hour forward, or anytime you're in reverse, because I guess they assume you're not going to be doing much more than 19 in reverse.
I mean, and so there's the whole ridiculous irony of this thing is that you'd be hard pressed to kill someone at 19 miles an hour, even if you did hit them, right? I mean,
right.
Oh, you could definitely kill somebody at 19.
I'd kill somebody at 5, okay? I hear him right, believe me. I'll go back and forth a few times.
All you have to do is clip them and then roll over them, and that's it.
Yeah.
Evan, although here we are arguing with the trauma doctor, right?
No, 19. I mean, look, not that you can't hurt somebody, but okay, at that speed, there's much more reaction time for both the driver and the blind person walking in front of you, and I mean, and the risk of serious injury is very, very low at that speed. So it's essentially going to be a nuisance more than it's going to do anything else. It's not going to save any lives. You know,
I would propose that this is not just for blind people. This is now for the people that live in everyday world today that stare at their phones as they're walking along the street.
Yeah, but so a lot of those people are listening to earbuds and stuff like that, and they're not going to hear it anyway. So maybe we need like something that disrupts the audio signals from the phones as you approach within 50 feet of them too, so that they're aware of your. Again, we're babysitting humanity, and it's really pretty stupid.
So we should let evolution take its course.
Absolutely.
If the blind can't keep up, then damn it.
They shouldn't be driving anyway.
Just making it harder to run over Donald Trump anyway.
Again, for me, it comes back to if there were a pile of bodies somewhere, there aren't even a pile of injuries. This is a non-problem, and I appreciate that we don't have to wait all the time until things go hellishly wrong to legislate. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with proactive legislation, as long as it isn't as stupid as this shit. Because this is just like,
yeah.
Sorry.
Exactly. So, and you know, the flip side is it's really not going to be annoying to the car driver because you're going to be inside the vehicle. The sound's going to be soft enough. You're not going to be able to hear it from inside the vehicle. This is just going to be a nuisance noise to everyone outside the vehicle. Great. When you're going under 19 miles an hour.
For them to complain that the electric vehicles are on the road.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And that, yeah. And that's the other thing that irritates me is I really like the idea that electric vehicles, hybrid vehicles, are much quieter than normal cars. And when you live in a place in a compact environment, in this urban environment, road noise is huge. And I appreciate that everyone out in rural Missouri doesn't really care. But is that fair, Evan, or is that unfair?
That's fair.
Okay.
We were a 76% Trump state, so yeah, that's fucking fair.
Ouch. Ouch. You guys reelected Blunt. That's right.
We got close though, man. Dude, we got so close to knocking his ass out.
We all got close. But anyway, the idea that taking a quiet thing that makes life better, that makes our environment better, and making it just a little bit noisier is just, it's like a thumb in the eye, It's like, oh, okay, so let's take out one of the cool things about these vehicles and let's make it stupid and shitty.
Yeah.
So that's all. Not a big rant.
Was there a dB level on that or something? I mean, do all vehicles have to be a certain decibel loudness at below 19 miles an hour?
I'm willing to bet that back when we were, back in 2010, when these things were introduced, in 2013, when we thought they were going to be implemented, I'm willing to bet that we knew that there was a certain decibel level. It's not in this article.
Okay.
I have heard, as you mentioned, Evan, that you will not be able to hear it inside the car.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, more than likely, maybe we'll.
A little bit. You can hear it a little bit in the Prius. Or, excuse me, in the 2012 Prius C, you could hear it a little bit.
Yeah.
In the interior. But that's been improved.
But if you're backing up and there's a blind person behind you, Toyota has made it really clear that the beep is loud and inside the car.
It's warning the driver.
Figure that one out. Yeah, that internal backup beep is
remember, driver, you're in reverse.
Thing ever. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was looking up to see if there actually was a decibel level.
Yeah, I didn't see it in there.
I'm sure it's in the law, but I don't remember anybody.
NHTSA says it believes it'll prevent 2,400 injuries, but I just linked you guys an article where they've tested the passenger or the pedestrian detection system, the way that the Tesla sensors are set up with the autopilot hardware, and if anything is going to prevent pedestrian injuries, it's going to be technology like this that's going to do it. It's not going to be a beeping at below 19 miles an hour. It's going to be hardware and software that can react far beyond what humans are capable of doing and noticing and avoiding. And
so you're speaking of assisted braking, something like that.
Well, it's automatic braking, collision avoidance system if there is a pedestrian detected. that's built into the Tesla hardware. And it does it now for cars. When there's a vehicle that stops suddenly in front of you, it'll break the car.
So I'm going to segue just real quick, not segue, but go tangent on something real quick. Talking about the pedestrian avoidance and, not hitting pedestrians and things. I just have to wonder if those systems have been tested. And I don't know, and I don't know if you guys know, have been tested on a college campus. I mean, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Pedestrians and cars play a game of chicken. The college students are walking to see how close they can get to, there's kids on the street all the time. It would be a total standstill if the car wouldn't move if there was somebody on the road. That's all I'm saying. I just think of situations like that where I'm thinking, man, the technology would totally stifle you.
I think Evan has made maybe the most important point, which is rather than wasting money on noisemakers, if we were investing in collision avoidance, pedestrian warning systems, whatever, rather than broadcasting a noise, we just made the car safer. It would be a better investment. And I totally agree. I mean, it's Jesus. At that point, why don't just put like a red siren and a light and a horn on every vehicle, because it'll be safer, because everybody will know it's coming. It's the same stupid argument that idiot Harley owners make. My loud pipe saves lives. No, it doesn't. They
It
don't.
wakes me up at 3:30
Yeah,
in the
it's a
morning,
stupid
you
way.
bastard.
Yeah, it's no. Noise doesn't save lives. And I think we'll find that out here. Once this is implemented, it'll be a whole bunch of people going, yeah, okay, great.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what does save lives, what has been proven to save lives, and that is a Chrysler Pacifica hybrid plug-in.
Oh boy,
Is that better?
God, whatever you're
is an
paying him,
expert.
it's
That
too
is-
much.
Yeah, you are really picking up the game. Let me tell
Wow.
Man, no doubt. No doubt. If only there was a video of someone talking about the Chrysler Pacifica hybrid minivan. If only.
If only. Well, just to put your mind at ease, Russell, there is, and we have posted in the show notes. But it's the hybrid Pacifica has made its debut in California with a number of automotive journalists. And for those doubters that thought it would never make it, it is actually here and running. They also introduced the pricing of the vehicle, and you're looking at just under $42,000 for a start for the base package hybrid. The hybrid, as you may remember, does qualify for the $7,500 federal tax credit,
The whole
and
75.
will indeed make the hybrid cheaper than a comparable gasoline Chrysler Pacifica. So they've really aggressively priced this at Chrysler. Looks like they want to move a lot, and it may be to the fact that they're requiring it to move out the door quickly so that they can collect some of those ZEV credits that they haven't been collecting to this point. So very interesting to see that this vehicle will get about, I believe it's 30
miles all
miles.
electric. Yeah,
of
5
I
full
like
electric
the-
range.
I like that they styled it to just fly off the shelves too.
Yeah, it's certainly a nicer look. It's a little more sleek, a little more aerodynamic.
Was that sarcasm, Fusco?
That was sarcasm.
Oh, really?
It's not a bad
It
look.
is a little more sleeker than the.
I know. Yeah, Russell and
The
I were
past
checking it
minivan.
out in New York last year, and I thought it is a very nice looking minivan. I'm not a minivan fan, but I mean, seeing it in person, maybe.
And it's hardly a minivan. This is a big ass van.
All right.
And I think that is an official vehicle category, big ass van. I mean, this is like a full size pack everybody in it. This isn't like a Astro van.
All right.
It's not bad, dude. It's plush inside. That said,
and I just got down to the interior. Look, that is pretty nice.
yeah, it's not bad at all.
Yeah.
And just so you know, the battery is stored in the second row, typically where the stow and go seats would go in the second row. So now those second row seats obviously won't fold into the floor. They can be removed, but they don't fold into the floor because that's where the battery pack is located. and the third row acts as normal, can fold into the floor. So really the trim package, there's basically 2 trim packages and the option of adding that 3-panel roof, sunroof. So really the price is quite good for what the van is offering you. So
30 miles is certainly respectable in a vehicle that size.
Yeah, it is large. Now, unlike say the Volt, there's no mode that you can choose for the van. So it's not like you could put it in hold mode and just run gasoline, or you could switch it out of that into battery mode. The vehicle's going to decide what it needs to run in, and it always goes to electric first. So if you've got any charge, it'll use the charge and then switch over to gasoline. You can't hold it for another time.
Okay.
It also gives you the ability to, it only goes up to 70 miles per hour with strictly battery. After that, there's going to be an engine assist. The gas will come on and push you faster if you're really hammering on the pedal.
Okay.
But other than that, it's what I thought was good to hear was it was electric first, and it will use the battery if it has it.
Yeah, I've said it so many times, but my thought of having this car as the kid shuttle and just going to the various sports events or sitting in front of the school waiting for the kids to come out, the 30 miles hopefully should be perfectly fine to take kids to school and back, and maybe then just even plug it in during the day and go pick them up later. Yeah. If the more of these we can get in front of schools, the better.
No doubt.
And another good point there, Tony, is that there is a 6.6 charger in it. So it will charge in under 2 hours from completely dead.
Wow.
Nice.
So all of a sudden mom wants a charger in the neighborhood, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. 35,000 is.
I can't wait for the fights in front of the elementary school. Get away from the charger, you bitch! I want to run my AC. No, Fiat Chrysler is the company that advertises nothing but testosterone and gas fumes. You see their commercials. There's nothing but smoke, big wide tires, Jeeps, and more smoke and more burning out and more speed. They have nothing that even approaches somewhat of a responsible, sustainable vehicle. This is the first one. And honestly, when we saw this in New York in January, and I was just thinking for the last month, whatever happened to that hybrid minivan? Yeah. They never came out with that.
They were waiting for the LA Auto Show.
Yeah.
Apparently, I mean, they showed it in New York too.
Yeah.
But I know that I'm trying to think of who it was. I saw it on Mark. Do you remember where did somebody post on Twitter? Did you repost it that they had actually driven it and it actually did get 30 miles? I mean, they had driven it and they got the range out of it and they thought the MPG was pretty decent.
I didn't post that, but yes, I heard that as well.
Okay.
I thought Toyota said they couldn't build a minivan that was a plug-in hybrid.
Maybe Toyota couldn't.
Well, Toyota has had the I forgot what it was called. They've had it's not a plug-in, but they've had a hybrid minivan in Japan.
Overseas. Yeah,
for years.
Weren't they going to introduce the hydrogen minivan?
Sure.
Yeah, they did. They introduced it. Would you like to meet it? It doesn't have any friends, so we could use it. Yeah.
Right.
No, this is interesting. This is a real 7-seat vehicle. Previously, the only thing with an electric battery with 7 seats was something that the Fusco family owns. Yeah. But this now, the option does exist.
Yeah, it's an impressive entry into the market. I mean,
and for Chrysler's first run at it, I'm impressed. I hope they do what GM did with the Volt, where it came out with a 38-mile start, and now it's a 53. So who knows? Yeah. Maybe the next generation they'll be able to add to the battery or make it a little bit more dense and better energy efficient.
I hope this is real.
I mean, even priced as low as they've priced it, and like Mark said, to hopefully get them flying off the shelves. And am I correct to employ more? Is it being built there in Waterloo?
No, it's being built in Windsor, Ontario.
Yeah,
Windsor.
Windsor.
Okay,
Just
yeah.
across the border from Detroit.
Yeah,
I knew it was the W.
because Americans can't deal with hybrid cars.
No,
Right.
they're going to be up there building it. Are you kidding?
Well, that's the other thing is they've called this a hybrid. It's really a plug-in. It's not a hybrid. But I guess they found that the name was maybe confusing to the market. So they just went with hybrid.
I think that's a smart decision, actually. To be honest with you, just the plug-in thing just adds a level of complexity that honestly most people don't get. They're still freaking out on hybrid, for the most part, although hybrid's pretty, much better than it was 5 and certainly 10 years ago. But
Yeah.
I'd keep it simple. Again, who they're marketing this to are probably people that, I don't know. I say that. Would our friend Rick, who bought a Sienna, have bought one of these if he could have? Yeah, I think he probably would have. He probably would have been delighted to have one.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that. There are probably a lot of hybrid owners that would love to have a van that was a little bit better.
Yeah, and they're saying that, with normal driving, they feel that this is going to get a gas equivalent of 80 miles per gallon.
Wow.
So that's quite a step up from the
It
normal
really is.
van.
Yeah.
That'll be better for the proving, but yeah. Not that I question you, Mark. I'm just, like.
Is that Canadian miles or American miles?
No, but I mean, again, for a company that builds nothing but bad muscle cars and off-road vehicles and trucks, this is a huge step in a direction they've never gone before.
Yeah. So we'll see if it's successful or not. Let's hope it is. I would certainly like to get my hands on one to try it because I'd be curious. I would love to try one out, and actually I'm going to try to get a test drive in it, maybe at one of the upcoming auto shows.
Yeah. Great.
I hope you do. I'd love to hear about that.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to move on to something that one of our panelists tests drives every day. Mr. Fusco has been biting his tongue, just anxiously waiting to read the headline. I'll let you read the headline.
Tesla Model S declared the most loved car in America again.
All right. So for the next article, so the Chevy Bolt is the 2017 Motor Trend Car of the Year.
Sorry, I'm good. I did mute the mic, right?
Do you care to
Jesus, who
expand
wrote
on
that?
that, Evan, or what?
Come on.
I don't think that's even necessary.
The Consumer Love Index?
Who
The
invented
CLI.
That has
Everyone
been
knows all about it. Yes.
Scientifically proven.
that? In Bhutan, right? Isn't Bhutan where they have the happiness index? Yeah, Bhutan, whatever.
It actually looked like a pretty extensive list of questions, but I mean, obviously, it's an unbelievably subjective, and
What was the final score? A 684 out of 1,000, and no one else was even close.
Yeah, 652. Next was 583 in a Mercedes-Benz C-Class.
Which is like one of the most, has one of the worst repair records of any vehicle out there. So one's got to wonder, what do they love? Do they love the dealership, the repair center, or do they love...
It's the Derek Rose effect. It's awesome when it works.
It's those
I don't know who that is, but that's probably funny.
those great little hors d'oeuvres that you get while you're waiting for your car to be serviced.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I got nothing. I'm
So,
done making fun
yeah.
of the car,
Well,
Evan.
the
Come on.
only thing I'll add to this, I actually got a call from our local Springfield newspaper, and they're wanting to do a story about this story, and so they're coming out to the ribbon cutting tomorrow for the Supercharger to interview me and the other Tesla owners out there. So that's fun.
Oh God, are you going to be working at Tesla soon?
He is
Working
now.
one? What does that mean?
I don't working for them.
Working at now.
Working for them. Are you? I mean, is this? I feel like you're angling for a PR gig, and I can't figure out why you'd want to take a pay cut.
Nah.
Are you kidding? He's free
I'm a believer,
marketing for
man.
them.
I drank the Kool-Aid and went back for seconds. I'm
Okay, nothing wrong with that. We're all believers in things. You know what I mean? We do this show. We believe in stuff. You know, I'm not criticizing that. Believe me. I am definitely criticizing the consumer love index, though. That really fucking offends me. Really.
I've really got to investigate to see it.
I need to know more about. I want to know where I score on the consumer love index. You know?
Hey, baby, I got a 750 on the
Exactly.
How are your cup holders, Russ?
I got cup holders for days. Come on over, baby. I'll show you. I don't even know what to say.
Oh, I don't know where to go from that.
Do something that's going downhill fast.
Yeah.
That'll be our show today, folks.
Yeah.
You sunk us with one story. How did that happen?
No, so I did preview, of course, that the Chevy Bolt is the 2017 Motor Trend Car of the Year. So all other cars don't even bother getting built because the Car of the Year that hasn't been released has already been named.
Already been picked.
And this is where I get to like pop the bubble of the consumer love index, because this is something that I put on there just to be a jerk, because you guys know that's my role on this show, is to be a jerk. And it kind of irritated me when I noticed the same week that Car and Driver voted the Chevy Bolt one of its 10 best cars, and then Motor Trend voted. Why do I say voted? Then Motor Trend added up all the advertising and said, Chevy, you're the Motor Trend Car of the Year, the Bolt. On one hand, it's ridiculous of me for me to say this, because one of my gripes with this is that this isn't a car that's in showrooms yet. So it's like the Car of the Year, but it still doesn't quite exist.
Mm-hmm.
We've heard about it, we've seen it, but people aren't buying them, and we don't really know what it does. So we have to take two companies who rely on advertising from the major car companies in a declining advertising market in a country where print publications are dying on the vine.
But I'm not cynical.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm not cynical. We have to take their word for it. I don't. It seems really like. You know what else bugs me? It's the Chevy. Oh God, it's the Cruise hatchback. Have you guys seen? I think it's the Cruise hatchback commercials.
Yeah.
Where Chevy is the most awarded car company.
Yes.
Okay. I can't think of more meaningless drivel than to sit back on the trophies that you bought. I mean, earned. I mean, won from JD Power and all these other blah 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 blah. You know, just it's there's a reason you're not allowed to say you scored something on the Consumer Reports thing, because they're an organization that, for the most part, in my experience, doesn't let marketing corrupt what they do. And I think that's a hard boy. I mean, this is why I don't read car mags, because everybody loves everything. It's all wonderful and good.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sorry, please.
You did remind me of one thing.
Yeah.
Which is, there is a pillow that promotes itself as being the official pillow of the American Sleep Association or something. It's like the American Sleep Council or something. The official pillow of the American Sleep Council. It turns out the guy that started the company and invented and makes the pillows, he actually founded the American Sleep Council.
Exactly.
Classic.
Yes.
Exactly.
The ASC.
And apparently, just to because I've been looking at this too, I'm looking at the Strategic Vision website, the people that did the Consumer Love Index. Apparently, what they do, Strategic Vision, is they calculate the Consumer Love Index and the Total Quality Impact Awards. This is what they do. And hey, God bless them. They can make a living in San Diego doing this. I'm jealous, but I just fake awards do nothing for me. Real world experience, owners experience. You know, I'm
induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Sore spot.
Oh, geez.
Man, you just ruined him with one comment. That was it. I don't know if he's coming back.
I got nothing.
Wow.
I mean, it just totally typifies why I dislike that kind of crap. You know, absolutely. There's nothing more fake and cheesy and pointless than the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Oh wait, the Grammys. They exist. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, that's all. Short rant. Anybody else want to complain about Motor Trend and Car and Driver? Please jump on the bandwagon. Otherwise, I'm done.
Let me take the flip side of this. Is I certainly think the Bolt has the potential to earn that award. You know, I think we're all pretty excited to see if it's going to be everything that Chevy's promising, because that it is a game changer.
Yes,
but let it change the game first.
Yeah, I agree. Give it a year on the road. Let some consumers get behind it and start the hype on their own, rather than having it forced down their throat.
Well, I would say that Motor Trend and these other magazines they do this every year. It doesn't matter what vehicle they're touting as the car of the year, but it's always early before most people got to see it or drive it. Like it's typical. I don't understand why they get to vote that early, but that just seems to be the game.
Because it's marketing. It's not actually earned. Oh, I'm sorry. Cynical.
Your mic was on.
Oh.
Hot mic. Well, let's get on to something that hopefully is a little more real, Russell. And that would be the Hyundai Ioniq. Hopefully getting 200 miles of range soon.
All right. How soon is soon?
Oh, I'm sorry. This was my story. I was supposed to talk. I'm sorry. Stephen Edelstein, our not friend, not that we don't like him, but I don't know him. Stephen Edelstein at Green Car Reports reported on the fact that Hyundai announced that their new ironic best Freudian slip of best Freudian slip of the year, maybe. The Hyundai Ioniq EV is going to up its range. The initial release of that vehicle, which is supposed to appear sometime later this year, and last I checked, it was mid-November, so maybe next year. But is going to be introed with 107 miles of range. But the 2018 version that will come out next year is going to have 200 miles of range. And the first thing I thought of when I saw this article was, so basically you're not going to sell any of the 100-mile versions.
Absolutely.
You shot yourself in the face?
On purpose, possibly?
I mean,
to buy them more time?
Yeah, I don't know. I just, like they're actually not going to produce the 100-mile one. They're just going to keep talking about it until they have the 200-mile one. I have no idea. It's just like, from a marketing perspective, that was exceptionally stupid. From just a practical standpoint, I don't know. I mean, I guess somebody may want the 100-mile version, right? 100 miles is still 100 miles. There's nothing wrong with that. Lots of happy Leaf owners out there. Lots of happy Volt owners.
Yep.
Yeah. I could see maybe if they did trims, if they had the 100-mile, kind of like Tesla does. If they had a 110-mile range and then they had a 200-mile range and then there was a cost difference to distinguish the two, I could see that. But if they're completely replacing the 110-mile range with 200-mile range, you're right. That was ridiculously stupid.
Right.
I don't know how a marketing department could screw it up that badly. Like that's horrible. Like even with the whisper out there that a Leaf was going to get a larger battery, that spun the Leaf market into a tailspin. So, coming out and saying, oh, well, you can get this 110 or 107 now, or in another year you get a 200. That's just, it makes zero sense. So I got to believe it was on purpose.
I think so too. They're going to very soft sell the 100-mile thing, and they buy time to improve the 200.
Yeah. make like 50 of them, sell them in California to employees, and then move on.
Yep.
Yep, something like that.
And the only other thing is maybe they'll promise them an upgrade, option or something after a year if they buy now for below the price. Or there may be something that they try to do to sweeten the pot. But
no, the one thing that is cool with this car though is that it gives you 3 options. So you can get in the same car. So you can get just a battery, you can get a plug-in hybrid, or you can get a hybrid. So you pick which style of car you want, and you get the exact same body style, just with the drivetrain that you've ordered.
But I want a conventional gas guzzler. Why don't they meet my needs? I mean, gas is $1.87. Come on.
The Hummer dealership is waiting for you, Tony.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Fiat Chrysler has a whole bunch of cars they'd like to sell to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the ironic that we'll be getting a boost. And as you can see in the article that I know is linked to, this car actually exists. So I'm going to throw it over to Mark, and we'll talk about a car that really doesn't exist and apparently isn't going to exist for a much longer time.
Like ever.
There is a possibility, yes. And I certainly, we certainly were not really surprised with this article that came out. It turns out that our friends at Faraday Future are having some issues with paying their contractor. Unfortunately, it looks
Scroll down, Mark. Come on, I want to see the Bobcat Rodeo.
Well, here's the Bobcat Rodeo.
Yeah!
He tweeted out at the start of building their factory in North Las Vegas.
Is that their beta car? Is that their test mule?
And I think that Russell rang them through the ringer at the time that they sent this out quite a number of months ago, and rightly so, because really, what are they doing here besides maybe cleaning some stage brush? I don't see anything really going on with 5 Bobcats and one front end loader that looks like it's parked. So. But the contractor managed to rack up $21 million in fees, and Faraday has somehow bounced the check.
Yikes.
And even though they're claiming that they're on this excellent connection with their contractor, the contractor begs to differ and says that the work has stopped because they have not been paid.
No cheque, no worky.
That's correct.
Yep.
So this, and of course, this connects to the story last week or the week before about the parent company running into money problems. The Chinese billionaire who is coming up a few billion short and is trying to maybe reduce his workforce by 10% to save some money and float the different wings of his company, one that makes cell phones, one that makes televisions, and the other that makes cars. So I don't know where Faraday will go. We've all had our thoughts. We actually hoped that they would do well, but it looks like they're in some trouble.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned reducing the workforce, because the article lists 6 high-ranking officials who have jumped ship in just last 3 months. 6 people: the general counsel, finance director, operations controller, head of product strategy, head of public relations, associate director of governmental affairs.
General counsel, even?
Yeah.
Paychecks were a bouncing.
All the skeletons.
And government. Yeah. So the one person is general counsel and vice president of governmental affairs. I mean, these are not lightweight positions.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The interesting thing, there's a little inset from the Las Vegas Review-Journal. Nevada Treasurer Dan Schwartz, who's been a constant critic of this, even though Nevada Governor Mark Sandoval has been a huge supporter, used 3 words to describe Faraday, which I think are worth repeating here, the treasurer went on to use the word, in quotes, fraud, and raised questions about, quote, a Ponzi scheme, unquote. When the treasurer says that, when the state treasurer says that, you got some problems.
Yeah.
And then your general counsel leaves.
Yeah.
You're in trouble.
Yeah. So, you know what? And here's the fascinating thing. So they're debuting their car at CES in a month and a half.
Well, just like they did 2 years ago, right?
Right. But the CES is not cheap. I mean, that's a 7-figure investment.
Whoa.
Okay, to get to CES. I'm not even talking about building the styrofoam race car. I'm talking about just getting in the door as a company and displaying something significant there. It's a huge investment. I wonder if CES got paid.
Oh.
I wonder if we will see a debut in January.
I'm sure after they saw the story, they went back to their accounting and said, "Who's paid up?"
Right, yeah. Did we get that check yet? Did we print the directories yet?
Yeah, exactly.
Damn. I hate printing things. Does anybody here think Faraday is actually going to make a consumer priced vehicle?
I don't think they're going to make any priced vehicle. No, I really. I mean, we can go back a year or so of episodes. I think it's a complete joke. They're just not structured to do it.
Yeah,
their plans have been not realistic. I mean, look, I'm a guy that waited 4 years for a Tesla put down. But I didn't do that. I wouldn't do that with Faraday. The substance isn't there to support what they're claiming they're going to do. The substance was there with Tesla. Yeah, there was some risk still, but they had a plan. It made sense. They built a prototype. They'd sold it. It was something a reasonable person could look at and go, yeah, there's some risk. I'm willing to accept this modicum of risk because I'm buying into everything else they're saying. It makes sense to me. There's nothing about Faraday that's ever made sense to me in any kind of realistic way.
My take on this is, I mean, we know that the guy, what's his name? Whatever. We know he's Chinese, right?
Yeah.
If he really wanted to build a car, he wouldn't come to the United States and build the car as his first venture into automobiles. You've got all of China, and we know that they have, lower standards, in crash tests and,
cheaper labor,
and you have all of that. He has all of that in his backyard to work out the kinks, to get everything working, and then come to the United States and reproduce it.
Yeah, he kind of put the cart before the horse, didn't he?
Yeah, he didn't do any of that. He's coming to the United States and just winging it. He could have piloted the whole thing in China.
Here's the weird thing, though, is how does a group like that, bring in 1,000 engineers and lure people from other companies and if there's no possibility of success that we can see from the outside, what on earth are people that are signing up with this seeing from the inside?
I think everybody wants to be, on the next wave. Everybody wants to be at the grassroots of the next Apple. And if you tell a good story and then you pay them some money, they'll jump on board. That's what I think.
Yeah. I don't disagree with you.
Boggling.
Yep. Well, that was kind of a downer.
Yeah. Why is
I would argue that it's not a downer, not to this group.
Let's go back to the love index.
Yeah. I want to talk. I wonder what Faraday Future's consumer love index is, and their total quality index. I wonder what that is, because I bet Strategic Vision has studied this.
Faraday Future, so far in 2016, Faraday Future has had fewer recalls than any other manufacturer.
There you go. No software problems with their cars, Evan.
See?
True.
No. And the airbags are working flawlessly.
The airbags of their mind. Okay, I think we got to wrap this up. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're just gonna rip on Faraday. I mean, we could easily spend the next half hour just riffing on Faraday.
Just the headline of the of the Bobcat Rodeo, I thought was fantastic.
Oh, dude, that's beautiful.
I could rearrange the FF on their roof and just have it say FU.
Exactly. Oh, the pretty factory that just wasn't destined to be.
God, looks great in AutoCAD.
Man,
it does.
Spectacular.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's throw out to Evan for some end of show shout outs.
Shout outs. All right, shout out to no, but I don't know. I don't have any shout outs. I got nothing.
How about to the people that are coming out to the opening?
Well, that's true. Yeah, and actually, okay, I'll shout out to them. Good idea. So I've have a lot of Springfield area people coming, but I've got people coming all the way from Bella Vista, Arkansas, from St. Louis, and I'm not even sure where else. I think there may be somebody coming from as far as Tulsa. So pretty excited about that. People, it's something that's really kind of neat, and actually is a throwback to, I think, some of the early Prius days that there's a large community of people that really enjoy supporting this stuff, and they show up for no good reason other than being there for ribbon cutting, and I think that's cool.
So how many of them listen to the show?
I don't know.
How many of them will listen to the show after you talk to them tomorrow?
I don't know. All right, tell them about you. Who knows?
I don't see Evan being a big evangelist for this. You got to see me on the show. It's awesome.
Yeah, I throw a link out there once in a while.
Do you? Okay, sure. Just checking.
Especially the bigger shows.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of that, Russell, what's the count looking right now?
It's not gotten worse, has it?
Hey, that is up.
And I want to send out my heartfelt and genuine thanks to all three of you. Okay, whoever you are, because I don't know.
And how on earth did you find out?
What do you mean? How do I know? Oh, how'd you find out? Yeah, because I didn't post anything. I totally spaced it today.
I posted something.
Did you? Thank you.
There it is.
Okay, so it's your mother.
The Canadian.
It's your mother, Danny, and Tom.
Yeah. Or do you have 3 laptops in the house that are just playing to the dogs? Dogs are like.
That's great.
We get paid for this?
Oh man!
All right,
we
Mark.
think the Faraday's bad for bouncing checks.
I complain about Faraday being a scam. Look at this.
Mark, you want to give a shout out to your 3 fans?
Yeah. Hello to the 3 dogs watching on the portable laptops upstairs. Yes. And we've got a Sustainable Waterloo show coming up at the University of Waterloo on November 24th. So if you happen to be in the area, drop by, say hello, and check out the different they're showing different alternative energy abilities: solar, geothermal, batteries, and of course EVs.
And hydrogen, right? Hydrogen.
Hydrogen, yes, the big one.
Lots of hydrogen. Yeah, the future.
The future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Russell, anyone in particular you want to shout out?
Me? I don't get to do. I mean, it's so seldom that I get to do this. Let's see. I have tons of things. I'm going to work in my Cooper plug. Let's see. How do we say this? I don't know. Well, Danny Cooper, the other co-host of this show. I think he's still recovering from the Florida-South Carolina game this last week and his birthday. And frankly, that's a lot to recover for. So that's why he's not here this week. But he has this thing called the Prius Chat Shop. And if you have a Prius and you need accessories, there's one place to go. And it's not those other stupid places. It's the Prius Chat Shop. That's priuschat.com/shop for all your Prius accessory needs. Go there and tell him we sent you. Tell him what Drives Us sent you. And he will pack your box and seal it with tape.
Yes.
What else? I don't know. I think that's all I got. I mean, until we
How about theme music?
theme music. Oh, you want me to do all that?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Can I do it behind my little thing here now? So I just like no. Okay, no. Let's see. As always, Michael Mannering. We want to thank Michael Mannering for our amazing theme music. Visit him at manthing.com. You can download or stream our show at whatdrives.us. That's whatdrives.us. It's available in audio or video format. You can download it or stream it right there, as well as getting it on your favorite podcatcher, your podcast catcher, whatever it is. The problem is you can't get us on TuneIn right now. We're wrestling with some sort of issue. For some reason, after 178, they started updating. So we are working on that. We'll get that fixed soon. But we are available on iTunes and Stitcher and other cool places. So check us out there. Let's see. What else? Wow, I should look at my notes. I should look at Tony's fine script.
So I'm going to say
you should do the next one. Yeah.
Yes. There are two ways to look over our virtual shoulder. Of course, first we have our Facebook page at facebook.com/whatdrivesus. Leave us comments, suggest news items, like the page. Grab people. If you see someone at your work browsing their Facebook, then
hit them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Make them go to our page and make them like the page.
Not report them to the boss?
No. Well, you can do that after.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
we just want the likes.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna give a huge shout out to Philip Barclay because he has been just posting to our Flipboard news aggregator. I've been really tied up at work and other stuff. Part of the reason why I haven't been on the show in a while, and means I haven't actually had time to get to flipping stuff. And I keep noticing that Philip keeps flipping things, and that's awesome. Thanks so much with that, Philip. So if you use Flipboard, if you don't use Flipboard yet, then install Flipboard on your mobile device, or you can get there on your PC. And look for the What Drives Us magazine, where you'll be able to see the articles that we are reading on a week-to-week basis.
So, am I supposed to say something?
Oh yeah, that's now you. This transition is going really smooth.
Yeah. I totally left the script, so I have no idea let's see. Flipboard, What Drives Us page, streaming options. Dude, we've done it. All you have to do. Oh, you know what? I actually a couple of shout outs. Facebook.com/whatdrivesus.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you wanted me to do?
No, I did that.
You did that. Okay. I want to thank Lee Moon and Austin Kinzer, who I invited on the show and who both blew us off. Okay. I just want to say that's what an honor it is to be on the show. Unfortunately, Lee, I didn't hear back from, and Austin said he's busy this week, but maybe next week. So, you know what? I mean, this is what drives us. We're breaking down the wall between the show and our viewers. The fourth wall. That's it. Yeah, and I don't have a way of visually illustrating that because I didn't think that far ahead. But suffice to say, hey, cheers to Lee, and who's been a longtime supporter of the show, and to Austin, who's a great guy and has also been a supporter of the show. That's all. Tony, the rest of it's up to you.
So don't worry. This whole transition thing, we'll get it in post.
Yeah. We'll fix it. We'll edit it.
Right. So, of course, we want to thank the panel for being on the show. Thank all of our listeners for spending their time with us. And as always, Michael Mannering for his awesome theme music. You can visit him at manthing.com and watch some of his amazing videos on YouTube. So that's all we have for this week. So make sure that you tune in, download us next week, and find out what drives us.
Let's see here. That doesn't psychedelic. We need some more. I made this, okay?
Is that light right?
Sort of.
I hope you got an A on that in third grade.
See you next week, kids.